Welcome to Dark Hunt, where shadows come alive and every story leads you into the unknown. Don't forget to subscribe. Let the hunt begin. Whispers from Ashwood Asylum. It began, as most bad decisions do, with a dare. 3 friends, Ryan, Sophie, and Marcus, stood outside the rusting gates of Ashwood Asylum, an abandoned psychiatric hospital on the outskirts of town. The place had been shut down decades ago after a series of mysterious deaths, but its dark reputation lingered. Stories of missing trespassers, ghostly figures, and the constant, eerie sound of whispers made Ashwood the kind of place that no one dared to enter, except for them.
Come on, guys.
Ryan grinned, hoisting his backpack.
One night, we record everything, post it online, and boom, instant fame.
Sophie rolled her eyes.
Because breaking into an abandoned asylum always ends well in horror movies.
Marcus, the most skeptical of the group, adjusted his glasses.
Look, I don't believe in ghosts, but even I think this is a dumb idea. This place isn't just old, it's dangerous.
Ryan shrugged.
Only one way to find out.
With that, he pushed open the creaking iron gate, leading them into the darkness beyond. The air inside was thick with dust, and every step kicked up the scent of decay. Broken furniture, scattered patient records, and rusting wheelchairs littered the hallways. The walls were covered in peeling paint, revealing cryptic scribbles beneath, frantic words carved into the plaster by long-gone patients. Sophie ran her fingers along one such carving.
Leave while you can.
Well, that's encouraging.
She muttered. Ryan held up his camera.
This is perfect. People eat this kind of stuff up.
They made their way deeper into the asylum, the floor groaning beneath their feet. The deeper they went, the stronger the feeling that they were being watched. Shadows seemed to shift in the corners of their vision, and an unnatural chill filled the air. Then came the whispers. It started softly, almost like the wind, but as they moved forward, the whispers grew louder, urgent, insistent. Marcus turned abruptly.
Did you hear that?
Ryan scoffed.
It's probably just the building settling.
Sophie wasn't convinced.
That's not what it sounded like.
Then, from down the hall, a single metal door creaked open on its own. The 3 of them exchanged nervous glances. Marcus swallowed hard.
Yeah, nope. I vote we leave.
Ryan, ever the thrill seeker, grinned.
Are you kidding? This is gold. Let's check it out.
He led the way into what had once been a patient room. The bed was still there, rusted and stained, its restraints hanging limply from the frame. A decayed medical chart lay on the floor, the patient's name scratched out. Then the door slammed shut behind them. The whispers erupted into a deafening chorus. Shadows twisted unnaturally along the walls. Sophie screamed as a figure flickered into view. A woman in a hospital gown, her face blurred as if reality couldn't quite hold on to her presence. Ryan fumbled for his camera.
Holy!
The figure moved, fast. One moment she was at the far end of the room, the next, inches from Ryan's face.
Help me.
She whispered. The camera hit the ground as the lights flickered and died. When the lights flickered back on, Ryan was gone. Sophie and Marcus spun around, panic setting in.
Ryan!
Sophie called, her voice echoing in the empty room. Marcus grabbed her arm.
We need to go, now.
They burst out of the room, finding themselves in a corridor they didn't recognize. The hallway stretched impossibly long in both directions, lined with rusted doors, each marked with patient numbers.
None of this makes sense.
Marcus said.
The asylum wasn't this big from the outside.
Then, from behind one of the doors, came a single, desperate knock. They froze. A voice, barely a whisper, came through the keyhole.
Let me out.
Sophie turned the knob, but Marcus grabbed her hand.
What if it's not Ryan?
Before she could answer, the door burst open on its own, revealing nothing but darkness beyond. The whispers surged again, rising to an unbearable pitch. Then something stepped forward. The figure that emerged was not Ryan. It was dressed in tattered hospital robes, its face obscured by a grotesque mask. It twitched violently before pointing a skeletal finger down the hall.
Run!
It rasped. Sophie and Marcus didn't hesitate. They ran blindly through the twisting hallways, past doors that slammed shut on their own, past shadows that reached for them. They turned a corner and stopped dead. There, standing in the center of the hall, was Ryan. Only, something was wrong. His head hung at an unnatural angle, his eyes vacant. When he spoke, it wasn't his voice.
You shouldn't have come.
The asylum shuddered. The walls began to crack. The whispers turned into agonized screams. Sophie grabbed Marcus's hand.
The entrance! We have to go back.
They ran, dodging falling debris, their breath ragged. The asylum was collapsing around them, the walls shifting, trying to trap them inside. Ryan, or whatever had taken his place, watched them go, his vacant eyes glowing dimly. The front doors loomed ahead, but standing in their way was the woman from before, the patient, the ghost. Sophie skidded to a stop.
Please let us go.
The woman's expression softened. She nodded once and stepped aside. As they crossed the threshold, the whispers stopped. Then, just like that, the asylum was silent. Sophie and Marcus never spoke of that night again. No one believed them. Ryan was declared missing, his fate a mystery. A year later, Marcus found a package on his doorstep. Inside was Ryan's camera. Shaking, he pressed play. The footage was grainy, distorted. Ryan stared into the lens, his face pale.
If you're watching this, don't come looking for me. Don't come back to Ashwood.
Then, just before the footage cut out, the whispers started again. The end